204 years ago, a young man called William Playfair sat counting the daily income from his business. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If he had been Greek, he might have said Eureka. Actually, as I said before, he's Scottish, so he probably said, "Ah, hi, Mary, we've discovered something here." He had, knowingly, because he was actually studying it, invented the chart, the bar chart. You laugh. He claims to have invented it, and I take it seriously. He wrote books. He invented the art of seeing abstract numbers. This was in simpler times. Nowadays, we deal with larger numbers than the guineas that he took during the course of his business. In this business, graphic information, I don't think we do a very good job of explaining to people what these numbers are. Here's a spread from an annual report. I quiver when I show some of these slides, because one day somebody's going to be in the audience who did them. This is not a slide about the fabric business, for instance. It could be that. It's actually about raw materials, this annual report. This is art direction gone mad. Now, I've already apologized to Richard Curtis, who is on the top of USA Today masthead as the graphics director. I've apologized to him because, and Richard mentioned this earlier, some of the stuff that I've done and he's done has not done very well as far as graphics were concerned. He said he didn't mind because he had a thick skin, and it's very nice of him to let me show these two. This is an example of the utter trivialization of information. Republican senators' favorite breads, followed, if you hadn't guessed, the next day by Democratic senators' favorite breads. I don't discount myself from this business of getting in the way of the information or promoting stuff that oughtn't to be done. I had an editor at Time who had a passion for carousel horses. He was determined during his tenure as in the chair of editor of the business section of Time to get the bloody things in somewhere. And this, he thought, was the chance. Now, the thing is, I did it. You know, I went along with it. And ended up with something which is, there's some information there, but it's hard to get at. I like this. Paul Klee described drawing as taking a line for a walk. We can take the line for a long walk, right the way across a spread, but it's only a line. There's no illustration in here. The high peak is when most people came to this country, and the reason is described there. Or we could take it for a short walk, just very quickly from one to another point. Or we could make the lines sit up in bed. You are drawing with statistics. Not pencils, not computers. You're drawing with statistics. However you do this, however you do it, it's no good, as everybody here has told you. unless you understand the information and you remember it. I became interested when we were doing a subject, a thing about what Americans do best. And I became fascinated by our obsession, God, I finally said it, I'm becoming an American, with teeth. How much toothpaste is used in a year in the United States, do you think? Each person told me that they used an inch. I asked them again, you really use an inch a day? That's quite a lot. It came down to 0.8 of an inch. Heavy scientific matter, this. 0.8 of an inch. I'm just going to start this demonstration by squeezing this out. Can you help me again?
The sample's getting all messed up with those open spaces.
Right.
Now they're magnify that by
Okay, here is our sample. I have one more slide, I forgot. Okay, that one can go off. Oh, thank you. Okay, each person uses just under an inch. There are 240 people, 40 million people in the United States. Quick maths. I've done it, you don't have to bother. 70 billion inches per year. 70 billion inches. 1.1 million miles. 1.1 million miles. That's a lot. It's a big number. You know what the mistake is? The mistake is in setting the problem. I didn't really want to know how much was used in a year. I wanted to know how much was used. So, if you don't think of it as a year, but think of it as a day, then the sums reveal a different distance. You can guess what I'm going to say. The distance for a day is the distance between New York and here. Usually I say Los Angeles, but I may as well say Monterey. It's actually 3,030 miles, which is a little longer. But you will probably stop on the way to do your teeth. Now, you do not need any of this performance to understand that. You just need a single sentence, which is the amount of toothpaste used in a day stretches from east to west coast. And you'll remember that. And if you don't, I've sweated for nothing. All I'm doing is tapping into a very potent idea, which is already inside you. That is, that you know certain things and can relate to them. I'll go through this very, very quickly. This is the amount of logs, 15,000 logs, that it takes to produce Time magazine. This is serious stuff. Each week, if you want to know the figures, each one of these logs, 15,000 logs, produces 200 pounds of paper, 3 million pounds. This magazine weighs about half a pound. We print 6 million of them, same sum. This is represented by this. Every week, we cut down this number of trees. And you may not think it's worth it either. Somebody agrees. We should recycle. We can't recycle at the moment because our production people tell us that we won't get this lovely quality if we use recycled paper. I don't think it'll be long before we can. Every 36 days, the residents of a town in Maseda, Japan, the 340,000 residents, not a big town, it's about the size of Sacramento, recycle enough paper to produce a roll of toilet paper that would go around the world. Interesting. That's a lot of toilet paper. Okay. I'm now going to do something else, and I don't know whether it's going to work. However, I need your cooperation. The light should go up just a little bit, not too much. And I'm going to encircle you here. Pick up there. Okay, my demonstrations don't work either, so big deal. Recycle America, for God's sake. Thank you.